Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the largest gated community in North America, spanning 26,000 acres in the Ouachita Mountains in south central Arkansas. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and some occasional guests as we explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. HSV Inside Out is sponsored by Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there. Also sponsored by McGraw Realtors, located in the heart of Hot Springs Village, the fastest growing real estate office with over 30 agents and staff. Executive brokers Lori and Ken Henderson, along with realtor and waterfront specialist Rick Marshall, they're eager to share the special features of Hot Springs Village with you. For a complimentary relocation packet, call Ken and Lori at 501-276-3018 or Rick Marshall at 501-601-RICK. They are McGraw Realtors of Hot Springs Village. All right, we're sitting out here. It's a lovely day. This is Mr. Brandon Tedder. He is the owner, proprietor of Renaissance Homes, and we got a whole bunch to talk about today, Brandon. I want to start with these villas that you are building as people enter the Diamante area. It's a lot of buzz. It's a good thing.
Yes, we're excited about it. On Madeiras, which is a main drive off of DeSoto, and it's in close proximity to Diamante, Granada Golf Course, and Isabella. We started looking at where people come, where they stay when they come play golf on these packages. People come in 2s, 4s, 8s, 12s, and want to play golf in the village, and there's not really a designated spot for them. So there was some commercial land available there on Madeiras, and we've got phase 1 going right now, which we're really excited about. We've got 4 duplexes, which are 1 bedroom on each side, and those are super nice, got a covered back porch, a little living room in there, luxury showers. And then we've also got 3 buildings that are 4 bedrooms. And so those are more, have a full kitchen, outdoor fireplace, grill area, 4 bedrooms, and they're kind of en suites. Everybody has their own bath in there. So those would sleep, either 4 individuals or 4 couples, whatever you may have there. And so with those, we're gonna have golf carts available. And so folks can literally park their car, jump in a golf cart, and within a mile they can play 3 courses and eat at 3 restaurants, and they're not limited to playing the other courses here in the village. It's just a great central location, and I think something that the village has needed for quite a while.
Now, are all of these units going to open at the same time, or are we looking at phases, or what is that looking like?
Well, what we're doing right now is phase 1, so there'll be 20 beds in phase 1, and it should open for fall golf. So we're hoping to open in September and be able to have people booked out prior to that. There's land available to do a phase 2 and 3, so we'll see how successful we are and kind of go from there based upon the needs here in the village.
Well, just the drive in, coming up Madeiras, just the drive in is going to smoke people, especially those of you who have never been to the village. It may be the prettiest street, in the village. But I'm a sucker for piney woods.
It is nice. I'll try to get you guys some video and drone shots and stuff like that. Kind of follow the progress. They're going up quick.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. We get a lot of people that make golf excursions over here to the village, groups of men and women who come over, and right now you're relegated to VRBO and trying to rent a house that's got enough beds for everybody.
Right.
Or some stay at one house and some stay at the other. Here, everybody could stay together, which is awesome.
And there's a place for everything. I mean, there's definitely some single family homes that are nice and condos and other things, but this does give you the opportunity to have a larger group and kind of stay cohesive in a certain area and, be more on vacation, park the car and be in a golf cart and kind of enjoy your few days here in Hot Springs Village.
I want to go back because Brandon and we've had a few conversations, and your commitment to the village, really amped up, around COVID or maybe just post COVID. You're looking at a home builder who's made a big commitment. You're pot committed to the village is the short way to say it.
We are. We used to build about an hour circle from Little Rock, and we've kind of closed that in over time, and a few years ago we decided only in the village. And so it was a great timing for us. There was some land available, both commercial and residential, so we did make some pretty good investments in that. So we would have places to build and kind of grow with the village over the long haul. So we're excited about that. All the staff is here now, and village is a great place. If you hadn't seen it, come see us.
All right, and while I show some footage here, and Brandon and I are both mic'd up, so you'll be able to hear. So his new headquarters, relatively new. When did you open this place up?
We've been in here probably a year and a half.
So this is his suite, and this lineup of storefronts is all his. So he's developed this. We're on Main Street. I get a chuckle out of that. We're on Main Street, Main Street in Hot Springs Village. So what you're seeing when you look down is you're seeing the entrance to the east gate. So these cars that you're seeing on this road, you can't quite see it for the trees, but that is the east gate. So that'll give you some sense of where this is located. People are always asking about Cowboys. You can see the barber pole there. So Cowboys barbershop is right next door. All right, so Brandon, one of the questions that folks have is just about building. So let's talk a little bit about how you build and what you're building. Are you building strictly kind of what they call spec homes, or are you custom building?
We've kind of got two tracks. We definitely do about 50% each way. And so the custom builds, they could be semi-custom, they could be a version of a plan that we have or have done in the past with some tweaks to it, or it could be a fully custom house plan design, and we kind of go from there. We also have plans on our website. They're usually tree names for being in the village: the aspen, the willow, the maple, sycamore, things like that. And we have some neighborhoods where we do those homes, and we also do those out in the village. So whatever you're looking for, it may be a square footage range from 1,500 square feet up to 5,000. We probably got something that'll fit for you.
The timeline process, you and I were talking before we hit record, and we're largely speaking to many of you who have not really visited maybe you have visited the village, but many of the people that I'm hearing from, like I told you, Brandon, have not only have they not been to the village, many of them have never even been to the state of Arkansas. And so this understanding of just how remote we are, or how non-remote we are, especially as it relates to construction cost. Because I get a number of questions. I told you just yesterday, I got an email from somebody and they were curious what the cost of construction might be because of supply of both labor and materials. So you would say to them what?
So where we are is not too remote. We got a new bypass in the Hot Springs, sub 30 minutes there. 45 minutes you can be right in the heart of Little Rock. So that's really nice. As far as construction costs and things go, we have pretty available materials here, and labor's not bad. The further you move south, the more Hispanic labor you get. It's usually a little bit cheaper. And so as you head toward the north, that dissipates and costs tend to go up a little bit. And so I think we're in kind of a nice spot here. Construction costs are relatively stable. I know with the new tariffs and everything, some people have called our office kind of on the fence, about should they wait a little bit, should they not. One bright note in that is the Canadian tariffs do not have in them the spruce wood that we use for studs. So the National Association of Home Builders was able to get that removed. So overall, we're not seeing too much movement in that right now. I think we're still an awesome value for the area for sure.
Would you say that construction costs here are they somewhat, relatively speaking, similar to Little Rock, or is there some since Little Rock is the nearest big kind of a city? Are we close? Are we slightly higher? Are we slightly lower? Where are we at?
I'd say somewhat similar. The land in general is going to be a little more expensive in Little Rock. A lot of the subs may be a little bit closer, for bricklaying and block laying and things of that sort. The sand's dredged out of the Arkansas River, which is in North Little Rock. So they have to truck it down here. So we do have a few things like that. But comparative wise, I think the house lot package, I think we're pretty consistent.
How many houses do you project that you'll build this calendar year?
Somewhere 45 to 50.
Okay. And I will tell you, and I'm gonna show some video of some of Brandon's houses. You can tell a Renaissance home. A Renaissance home, there's a few distinctive things about it. Tell us about those.
So it depends on the style. Sometimes we do have a particular style that we go with. Several years ago, it was cedar beams and wood porch ceilings and things like that. A little bit, we called it rustic elegance. And we still get a call for that from time to time. But people are leaning a little bit more modern as well, with different exterior wall finishes, such as some metal products, stone, things of that nature to go along with the brick, hardy board. So there's kind of an eclectic mix now, I would say.
I get a lot of questions about basements. So since you're a home builder and you got more expertise than I certainly do, people are still kind of fascinated that in one street, within the span of about 6 houses, one house can be slab on grade, one can have a crawl space, and another one can have kind of a sort of, a quarter or half basement, and then another one can have a full-blown basement that they can finish out.
Right.
So for people that aren't familiar with this kind of terrain, give us a brief education on the various basement options and why those are in play.
So the topography kind of lends itself to the building style here in the village. We're in the mountains. There's obviously some flat areas and hilly areas, and they can be right close to one another. A lot of times around the lakes and golf courses, the lots are a little bit elevated from what you're looking at. And so your lot may slope from front to back, giving you the opportunity in some cases to have that choice, whether you would like to have a basement or not. So these basements are a little bit different than the ones up north. You may have a 2,000 square foot house up north and the basement's also 2,000 square feet. Here it's more of a walkout basement, daylight basement. So you usually have a little gravel area behind your front wall of the house, but you can usually go fully right to left, the full width of your house for that basement. So you may have, 60%, 25%, something like that, as far as your overall house size that could be downstairs.
Can people calculate, just within horseshoes and hand grenades, if they're looking at a property and there's a big incline, because I'm assuming there's a substantial cost difference between slab on grade or not. I mean, if you've got to go up and you've got to go up many feet with cinder block,
sure,
all the way around. I mean, is there some kind of math that could help people kind of sort of figure out what to allow?
We always ask people, let us come look at your lot, don't buy it yet. A free lot that is got some significant slope to it and a $50,000 lot that's flat next door, the $50,000 lot may be cheaper. So all from the floor level down is filled with structure, whatever your home is made of, and so all that has a cost factor to it. So all of a sudden a relatively flat home where you step out into the backyard, now you're raised up on a deck with handrails and stairs going down, and you might use 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 more bricks and various things. So that foundation cost is a significant factor. On a 2,000 square foot home, everybody has a factor of something because it's not exactly level. but you could vary 30 or 40,000 there based upon the lot pretty easily.
So it could be a big number.
Yes.
So real good advice, especially for those of you that plan to make a visit here and thinking about building, or buying a lot, because you're a couple of years away. This is pretty typical for us, Brandon, of hearing
Right.
from people in the audience. They figure they're a year to 2 years away.
Gotcha.
And they're thinking about making a visit here, looking at a lot and thinking, well, we buy a lot, kind of dip our toe in the water. So it would be smart, visit with Brandon, let Brandon take a look at it. What does that process look like? So I'm coming to visit the village and I want to go look, and I've got 2 or 3 lots that kind of have caught my eye.
So there's a computer program that's, for the lack of a better word, it's kind of like Google Earth, that's proprietary to the village. And I can use that and kind of look at the lot, overlay some slope lines to show us the elevation and the topography of the lot. And then if you had, a handful of lots, that may narrow us down to the 2 or 3 best to go look at in person and kind of see what would fit better for you, with the type of house that you're wanting to do.
So this wouldn't be a kind of a thing, and while we're talking, I'm going to show you, this incline. So Brandon and I are up on top of this hill. This will give you an idea. If you look at the rock, this was really inexpensive for you too, wasn't it, Brandon?
Sure.
All this rock is really free. No, it's not. I'm being snarky. But you can see the steepness of the incline. Pardon the big diesel trucks passing by. So I come to the village. I've seen a couple of lots. I'm going to be here for 2 or 3 days. It's not like that I've got to connect with you right then and there and I got a gun to my head. This is something that if you know the location of it, then you could help me out, even if I've gone back home to St. Paul or wherever.
Absolutely.
Okay.
A lot of times people will leave here with the idea, hey, we've kind of decided we like the village, we want to move, we don't retire for a year or two, whatever the case may be. And here's the type property we're looking for. We want to be on a golf course, we want to be about this size, we want to be in about this budget. And so a lot of times they don't have a lot in mind at all, and we'll just keep their information and kind of be on a search for them. Maybe we can find the lot a month from now. And oftentimes they'll go ahead and purchase that lot. At least they've got a placeholder, and then we can see what kind of plans fit well with it and that sort of thing.
One of the big advantages that Brandon's got, especially being pot committed to the village, is this is a property owners association, and we do have an architectural committee. It operates much like any other municipality. Mm-hmm. There are permits and there are fees and there is a degree of red tape. Brandon knows that probably better than anybody, being kind of the premier builder here inside the village. So yeah, strongly would encourage you to connect with him. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question that really doesn't have anything to do with construction, because it's also high on everybody's list. Just life inside the village. And this is strictly your perspective, totally subjective. There's no right or wrong answer to this. So somebody contacts you who's never been here, and how would you describe life inside the village?
Inside the village, so you have the luxury of having a gated community, 26,000 acres, 40 square miles, 400 and something miles of paved roads. You can't even see it all in the tank of gas. It's unbelievable. So whatever you're interested in, there's going to be a club for it here in the village. The fun thing about the village is everybody's from somewhere. So when they come to the village, you'll meet somebody from Texas, somebody from Louisiana, somebody from up north, somebody from California. So people are from everywhere. The obvious things that come to mind is it's a huge draw for golfers, because we have so many golf courses, including a fantastic private club of Diamante. And maybe we can talk about that on a separate episode and kind of get some more details on that. But the village is awesome. You got 4 seasons, you've got mountains. It's quiet here, and you're close enough for those folks that want to travel. You're an hour to the airport, and you can get about anywhere from there. And our biggest influx of folks comes from Texas. a lot of folks around the Dallas area, and they can be sub 5 hours, back to grandkids or whatever they're leaving from there. And so it kind of gives them that little bit slowed down lifestyle, but yet they're, half a day's drive from where they want to go.
Yeah, big difference from leaving a community like DFW with about 8 million people. I tell Rhonda, we hit Rockwall. So for those of you that don't know, Rockwall is like the most eastern kind of suburb of the DFW area. By the time we hit Rockwall, the NASCAR driver in me kicks in, and I realize, okay, it's back to 80 miles an hour, you get run over. And you obviously don't do that here in the village. I describe it, Brandon, as I come in the gates and it's just like a big exhale. It's just,
it is.
It's just, there's just this relief that a person who comes from a big city like DFW, that it gives us. But, well, I appreciate it. Any last things that you want to promote or talk about or tease up? And we absolutely need to do a Diamante episode in the future for sure.
Well, there's a lot of education with that. Things have changed over there over the years, and I think it'd be good to let people know how the club works. And
yeah, it's now owner based. It was owned by an outfit out of DFW that was kind of in that club business. Oh yeah, I think all the changes have been monumentally for the better, for sure.
For sure.
Much more friendly toward members, and we've done a couple of episodes over there. We're going to do some more. But I'll let you have the last word. So we've seen, as Brandon and I have been recording, so
there's our stuff right there.
There's one of Brandon's lumber packages being delivered.
Literally, that's what that is.
We have had no less than 4. He told you it was quiet. He didn't mean exactly right here at this spot, just the village in general. We've had no less than probably 4 or 5 concrete trucks, and yeah. So the village is it's a happening place. It is a happening place. So on June 1st, if my math is correct, we will celebrate 55 years since the village was open.
Wow.
And I still tell people, because it's statistically true, I mean, the place is about 1/3 developed. So my last question, and then you can tout whatever you want to, the concerns of it being saturated. As much as a hidden gem as the place is, I don't think there's a snowball's chance of the place, becoming, if after 55 years we're 1/3 developed.
Right.
Again, people just have no concept of how big this place is.
Massively so. There's some areas that would probably be less desirable to be developed. So I don't think we'll ever, go 3 times what we are right now. If we're somewhere in population-wise, 16,000, 17,000 residents behind the gate, new home construction would likely not be over 150, I would say, in a year. And so in years past, when the village was first starting, they had a few years where there was 300 new homes, in a year. And so even at that pace, decades of time go by, to gain several thousand, residents. So
yeah.
Definitely a hidden gem worth checking out.
He's Brandon Tedder, and that's his headquarters. They are Renaissance homes, and we'll have links down in the show notes. We'll have phone numbers and a link to his web address. Appreciate your time, Brandon.
Hey, good to talk to you.
Thanks for watching Hot Springs Village Inside Out. You'll find all our episodes at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com or on YouTube.